Are we live? Hold up. Wait a second. Is it Tuesday already? Happy Tano Tuesday, everybody. Is it Tuesday already? Holy crap. Smash a freaking like on this video if you guys are hyped and ready for this Ahsoka episode 7. What's up, guys? It's Mike, a guy who loves Star Wars. We're going to be getting ridiculously hyped on this stream, predicting all of everything that we think is going down in this 7th episode, because we only have 2 episodes left, ladies and gentlemen, just 2 more, and it's gonna be damn good. It's gonna be so damn good, and I can't wait for this episode. I got some crazy, absolutely crazy predictions in the chamber ready to tell to you guys that I think could be happening tonight, especially after last week. Last week I was like, maybe we should set our expectations a little bit lower so that, like, you know, we don't get too hyped up, and if we don't see Ezra this week, or if we don't see Thrawn this week, we won't be that disappointed. We got both of them last week. We got both of them and way more. So we're getting hyped today. We're going big, or we're going home. And yes, smash a freaking like on this video and become a member. Think about becoming a member. Huge shout out right away, right off the bat, because we could not go any longer without doing this. Cat's Paw, I don't know if you're in the chat right now. Cat's Paw became the 7th member of the channel. Huge shout out to Cat's Paws. Thank you very much. Let's get right into this. How are we doing today? How are we doing today, chat? How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday evening? Let me open up the chat so I can see what you guys are talking about. See what you guys are talking about. Awesome, what's up? Honey Badger, what's up? Finn, what's up? Pro Mike Connor, what's up? Jay, what's up? Sirius flew by, I know. Tano Tuesday, what's up? Only 2 left, I know. Dominic, what's up, Dominic? All right. I'm hyped for Ahsoka. Yeah, I'm doing great. Oh, I'm doing great too. Thanks for asking. Thank you for asking. Let's dive right into this, okay? Where did we leave off last week? Okay, we got Baylan. Somebody's calling out to him. Something weird's going on there. We don't really know what's going on with Baylan. We're going to talk about the predictions for who's calling out for Baylan in a sec. In a second, guys, calm down. We'll get to it. But that's where we're left off with Shin and Baylan. They're looking back at the bandits that look like samurai, and they are probably going to go have a conversation with them. Then we left off with Sabine and Ezra, where they just got back together, and Ezra's like, I can't wait to go home. Oh my God, we did it. Yay, woo, yeah, woo. And Sabine's like, yeah, sorry, buddy. This is not, got some bad news. And we're going to finally get to see Sabine tell Ezra that bad news in this episode. And then with Thrawn, he knows that Ahsoka's coming. The Night Sisters just warned him of that. And Morgan was like, she's dead. Baylan told us for sure that she's dead. And Thrawn's like, yeah, nobody's ever truly gone, you know? Somehow Palpatine returned, you know? And that's where we left off with Thrawn, because he turns to the Night Sisters and says, I need you guys to help me with your dark magic once more. And they say, the thread of destiny demands it. Which still, there is zero answer to what the hell the thread of destiny is, but we'll get into all of this. So that's where we left off with all of our characters. Huge Wang and Ahsoka are still traveling through the hyperspace in the Purgle to get to Peridium. And that's where we are at. Rewind all the way back a whole nother episode. We have another main character of the show named Hera Syndulla. And she, of course, is on her way to Coruscant with Carson Teva to stand trial for her rebellious acts as she goes to try and help Sabine and Ahsoka on Cetos a few episodes ago. And Mon Mothma tells us that she's probably going to lose her title as general, and Carson Teva probably right along with her. Carson Teva was not a general, but he'll probably lose his station as a pilot or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I actually think we'll see that tonight. I think it's possible we could see Coruscant tonight, maybe even a Leia or Ghana, but we'll get into why I think that. In just a few seconds here. But that's where we left off with all of our main characters of this show. So now, without further ado, what do you guys think is going on in this episode? Let's start off with the first biggest question of them all. Who is calling out to Baylan? First of all, personally, I don't even think we'll get the answer to this question tonight. I think we'll have to wait until the finale. But who do you guys think is calling out to Baylan? We're going to pull this up. We are going to pull this up. Who do you think is calling Baylan Skoll. Your options, because we can only have 4. Your 4 options are Ancient ZEFFO, because that's the top of my list. Ancient ZEFFO, most likely, I'll put it in parentheses, Kujet. Your next option is Abeloth, because everybody loves the Abeloth theory. I still think she's too scary, and honestly, for Star Wars, it's supposed to be made for kids, even though most of us probably aren't kids, but Abeloth. The Grisk. Still going with the Grisk and the Vong. Still got to go with the Grisk and the Vong. Oops. Grisk or... I can't type today, guys. Grisk or the Yuuzhan Vong. The Yuuzhan Vang. The Yuuzhan Vong. Tell me what you think. Those are your 4 options for who do you think we are going to see calling out to Baylan Skoll. Who do we think? It has to be a threat big enough that's scaring Thrawn and the Night Sisters away from this planet. Clearly, the person most likely wiped out all the Night Sister kingdom that was on this planet, turned this planet into a wasteland. But Baylan, somehow, some way, still wants to go meet this person or people and become friends. Let's rewind a little bit. Baylan says that there's an endless cycle going on between good and evil. The Jedi take over the galaxy for a while, then the Empire takes over the galaxy for a while, then the New Republic takes over the galaxy for a while, and now Thrawn is probably going to take over the galaxy for a while. But it's always a fleeting power. That's what he says. It's fleeting. And he wants to go back to the beginning. He says, go back to the beginning. What does that mean? Go back to the beginning and end the cycle. That's what he wants to happen. So what I think is going on here is, because of what was deciphered on the temple, or whatever you want to call it, the castle, whatever we're calling that. On that castle was deciphered, raise Kujet, may his reign last forever, or whatever it said. I do think it is Kujet. I think he's at the top of my list. Abeloth, close behind. Abeloth is close behind. I just don't see Disney going the route of Abeloth. I do see Dave Filoni going the route of Abeloth, so we'll see how much real power Dave Filoni holds at this company, with pretty much, the answer to this question: who's calling out to Baylan Skoll? Because if it is Abeloth, that would be crazy. But let's see what you guys think. What do we think? Lightwood, what's up? Says, I'm just excited for this next episode. No real predictions, I'm just going to enjoy the show. Well, there you go. Finn says, the clip they released earlier gave me slight They Fly Now vibes, and it brought me PTSD. Yeah, we'll watch that clip. We'll watch that clip in a second here, Finn. It is a cool clip, though, and it does kind of give you those vibes. But what's funny about that is, I've been saying this since the beginning, since episode 1 of Ahsoka. Seems like Dave Filoni's kind of just poking jabs at the sequel trilogy. Like, look, I can do this, but I can do it better. The whole map to find Luke Skywalker, the whole map to find Ezra Bridger, even the Eye of Sion going into hyperspace was kind of like a, what the hell was her name from The Last Jedi, going through Snoke's starship. I can never remember her name. Haldo. No, Haldo, or is it Haldo? Something like that. Haldo maneuver, whatever it's called, where she goes through that thing. Like, the Eye of Sion was just a better version of that. Like, there's so many different scenarios. Like, even Thrawn poking fun at nobody's ever truly gone, and the whole Palpatine return stuff. Like, it seems like Dave Filoni's poking fun at the sequel trilogy, so I wouldn't be surprised if this clip that we're about to watch in a second here does give you guys the They Fly Now vibes, because it probably is Dave Filoni again poking fun at the sequel trilogy. Darth Revan, what's up? Revan says, I think it will be Abeloth, but it's probably the ZEFFO. Oh, I want it to be Abeloth, but it's probably the ZEFFO. I don't know. I honestly wouldn't be surprised either way. But at the same time, I think Dave Filoni might just shock us all and just give us a 180 twist and give us somebody that nobody's predicting. And honestly, can't even think of anybody that would be like that, because he always says going back to the beginning. Who is at the beginning? The Rakata, maybe? Because the Rakata are before almost anything, before the Jedi or the Sith. Maybe he's talking about an ancient Rakatan. I don't know. It's interesting. It is very interesting. Lightwood says, let's stop making everything for kids and PC. It ruins things. That's true to an extent. Star Wars has always been made for kids, and not like in the way like it has to be kid-ish. Like Young Jedi Adventures or Star Wars Resistance. It doesn't have to be kid-ish or like a Disney Junior show. It can just appeal to kids, you know? Like Grogu appeals to kids. He's cute, he's funny, whatever. But it's still an action, fun adventure that's all ages, you know? You know? Darth Evan says, oh, I just read that, sorry. Honey Badger says, I want it to be Abeloth so badly. I know. Everybody seems to want it to be Abeloth, and I think we should set our expectations a little bit lower. And then even if it is Abeloth, we'll get hyped together. You know? Friggins, what's up, Friggins? What's up? What is up? What the hell? Lightwood says, I just want to see more Ahsoka the White because she looks so gorgeous in that new outfit. I love the white. It's a way cooler look, and you can see that Ahsoka's kind of made a 180 twist here. Everybody was saying, oh, she's not the same Ahsoka. She's too serious and too stupid. Like, that was the entire point of the first half of the season. She is conflicted. She is holding all the guilt of Anakin Skywalker falling to the dark side, and that's why in episode 5 when he says, oh, that's what that's about, and then he turns to the dark side to test her, and episode 5 is the greatest thing to ever happen. But that's besides the point. But yes, Ahsoka the White is amazing. Anthony, what's up? Anthony says, Mike, my prediction is some serious stuff is going down. We'll get some info on Peridia from Ezra, and we'll get some more insight to Baylan's motives, more Thrawn and Night Sisters as well. Well, let me ask you guys, let me ask the class, do you guys think that we're going to see Ahsoka come out of hyperspace and get blown out of the sky by like some TIE fighters or something in the Purgle? Do you think the Purgle that Ahsoka is with are going to die? What do we think? The Purgle going to die? What do we think? Let's see. Finn says Dave is just doing the sequel's homework, but better. I mean, yeah, kind of. He's doing a lot of what the sequels did, but just better. Yeah. Jay says, bring people back way cooler. What? Bring people back way cooler? I don't know what you're referring to. Lightwood says, Ahsoka's blue spacesuit scene was very cool too. Loved the helmet design with points for her modules. Nice detail. Yeah, the space snips thing was very, very cool. I agree. It might be Abeloth calling to Baylan, but Kujet, or maybe Kujet, had tapped into something that connects to Abeloth. Maybe part of the planet or a nexus of dark side energy. That would be wild. I'm so hyped to find out it's definitely Abeloth or Kujet or both. I know. I'm just hyped to find out who it is. We've been speculating for weeks now about who's calling out to Baylan, and just getting that answer. Hopefully it's tonight. I doubt it's going to be tonight, but hopefully it is tonight that we get that answer. Oh, it's going to be so damn cool. Finn says, I love how they had the slingshot like Ezra and the one that he started with in Rebels. That's true. All right, let's get into what Finn's talking about, because we're all confused, aren't we? So a clip was released earlier. Like, you know how for episode 1, 2, and 3, and 4, I think, too, they did like a clip from the show, like in anticipation, a scene from the show. Now, I can't find that Disney themselves posted this, but on Twitter, it's been released. So, whoops. So we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. So this is a clip, and it's actually pretty damn cool. It's Ahsoka and Ezra running away from those bandits again. It's pretty damn cool. Do what I want you to do. There we go. Got it. All right, here we go. Let's rewind this to the beginning. Turn the volume on. Here we go. Let's do it. Boom. There, perfect.
That's charming. Any real weapons?
They're peaceful people.
Peaceful, fine. You didn't mention defenseless.
So that's pretty much it. That's it. It's a brief, how long is it even? 30 seconds. It's pretty good. I mean, it's just the bandits chasing them. No Baylan, no Shin, which is interesting. No Baylan, no Shin. And of course, the turtle people don't really have much defense at all. They just kind of shoot a slingshot at them, and it doesn't really do anything to their armor. And it seems like Ezra's been protecting these people because he has the ability to use the Force and stuff, so he's probably protecting them from these bandits for a long, long time. And this probably isn't anything new until Baylan and Shin pop out. Then we'll probably get the 2v2 that people have been waiting for between Shin and Sabine, and then Baylan versus Ezra, which would be freaking insane. So that's pretty damn cool. It is a cool little 30-second clip right there that's pretty funny. And yes, it does kind of remind you of the They Fly Now scene from Rise of Skywalker, but better. Yeah. Lightwood says, oh yeah, I just read that. Oh yeah, the spacesuit scene seems to be making fun of the Carrie Fisher's Mary Poppins flying scene. Filoni gave her the spacesuit to at least make it somewhat realistic. Yes, exactly. That's another point. Revan says, imagine the clues so far have just been a misdirection from Filoni. I know. What if that whole Kujet thing was just a misdirection? What if all of this was really just a misdirection and there's something that nobody's thinking of out here? Nobody. I always go back to the Rakata because some people speculate that the Rakata, but the key is that Baylan says going back to the beginning. And there's nothing really earlier on than the Rakata. The Rakata were the first kind of whole galactic empire type thing, you know? What's up, Nico? How we doing? Nico, I just noticed recently that you are probably one of the oldest subscribers on the channel. I think it said like public subscriber for over 2 years or something crazy like that. Much love to you. Crazy Ahsoka fan says, hi, what's up, Crazy Ahsoka fan 2023? How are you? Great name, by the way. Austin says, if it's Snoke, then we'll be annoyed. Yeah, I doubt it's Snoke. I can definitely say I really hope it's not Snoke. And that would be a disaster if it was. For sure. Character development, Disney, finally, I know, right? All the character development for all these characters in the Ahsoka show. It's been fantastic. Lightwood says, Ahsoka has been through hell by this age. She's like 45 and has been carrying around guilt and pain and loss, etc. Yeah, true. Abeloth would be great to tie into things we've experienced with the Mortis episodes. That's true. But you got to think about it from a normie's perspective. The reason that Anakin wasn't the son, or it wasn't flat out said that Anakin is the father, is because Dave Filoni has said on many, many occasions that you can watch the Ahsoka show without watching anything else and it will still make sense. So if they bring in Abeloth, there's going to have to be a ton of explanation as to who she is. But then if you mention the Mortis gods, there has to be more explanation to who they are. Because that Mortis arc in the Clone Wars, if people haven't seen that, it'll be confusing as hell to understand what that is, because it's only 3 or 4 episodes in the Clone Wars, but there's a shit ton that goes down in those 3 or 4 episodes that explains so much about Anakin being the chosen one and Ahsoka now being the light side of the Force and all this stuff. But if you haven't seen that, you're going to be lost. You're going to be big time lost. And if Abeloth is brought into play, being the mother on Mortis, those normies are going to be lost, like big time lost. And I don't know if they'll go that route. I just don't know if they will go that route, Nico. I don't know. If it is misdirection, it may be serving a purpose. It's no accident that Kujet has been name checked in both Mandoverse and Jedi Survivor. These are seeds planted. That's true. That is 100% true. There is no reason that Kujet's name was on that temple when it could just as easily couldn't have been. Like, there's no reason for Kujet's name to be on that temple if it's not important. Dave Filoni does everything for a reason, and that's why we'll get into why Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, R2-D2, C3PO, and Ben's names are on Baylan's wrist in a second here, guys. I'll get to it. We got a lot to talk about today. Morgan's going to die? I don't know about that one. What's up, Brittany? Revan says one thing that's interesting is that if it is in fact Abeloth, how has she not escaped yet or destroyed the nightmares in Legends? She was trapped in the maw, but Peridia isn't surrounded by black holes. It's just very far away. Yeah, they'd have to explain that for sure. I think if it is Abeloth, we're going to get a very different version of the Abeloth that we know from Legends. The same way we're getting the different version of the Thrawn we know from Legends, same way we're getting the different version of many different characters from Legends. It's not the same Luke Skywalker, it's not the same anybody. Jason Syndulla is a lot like Jason Solo, but it's not the same. So it'll be different if it is an Abeloth. Dominic says, this heir to the Empire will tie into Project Necromancer since the Shadow Council, they said that Thrawn will unite the military and buy time for Project Necromancer. Yes, Project Necromancer is most likely the plan to bring back Palpatine. And at some point, as much as we hate the sequel trilogy, or many of you hate the sequel trilogy, it will connect to the sequel trilogy. And me being an open-minded human being, am open to that, but I know many of you are not. I do see, of course, I do see the flaws in the sequel trilogy. Don't get me wrong. I see them. 100% I see them. But I think they can be not fixed, but fixed. I can't think of a better word than fixed. Anthony says, Mike, I'm expecting for those particular Purgle to become aware of what's going on once they enter Peridian space, avoiding the Eye of Sion's turbo laser assault. Oh, that's true. The Eye of Sion could take them out as well. I didn't even think of that. That's true. I think you're going to see some TIE fighters. The TIE fighters that were in the Chimera, because Thrawn tells Morgan and the Night Sisters to take any Purgle that come into the atmosphere down. So is that also referring to like his troopers? Are they going to send out some TIE fighters? Maybe it's just the Eye of Sion, now that I think about it. But I want to see some TIE fighters in action. Oh, what the hell? Just scroll to the bottom. Damn it. Oh, I gotta scroll all the way back. Where was I? Oh, Jim. Jim, what's up? Jim says, I think Abeloth is a great idea for a post-Rise of Skywalker story, but she can't steal Thrawn's thunder here. It is Thrawn's time now. That's true. Whoever this great threat is probably going to steal Thrawn's thunder. And whoever it is, Abeloth, this ZEFFO, the Grisk, the Vong, they're most likely going to be kept a secret or kept away from the galaxy until after Episode 9, until after the sequel trilogy. So it might not even be revealed in the Ahsoka show who Baylan's looking for, just to not take away from Thrawn, you know? That's a good point, Jim. Anthony says, Mike, I'll say this much. Can you imagine the carnage if and when Morgan Elsbeth fires upon the pod of massive space whales? Very kid-friendly. Not. That's true. That's not kid-friendly. Yeah, we did just see a whole graveyard of the cute Purgle flying through space whales. That's true. That's true. That's true. Dave Filoni has never really been a one to please the children in the crowd when he's chopping people's heads off in the Clone Wars or chopping people's heads off in Rebels or chopping people's heads off in The Mandalorian. He's usually just chopping people's heads off. You're right. Austin says, I think Ezra won't even use his lightsaber. He's just going to use the Force. That's true. Well, Sabine still has his lightsaber. Do you guys give me a 1 into the chat if you think that Sabine will give Ezra back his lightsaber, and give me a 2 into the chat if you don't. If you think Sabine's going to keep the lightsaber and Ezra's going to go no lightsaber. What do we think? Going no lightsaber? No lightsaber? Darth Melvin says, about to start an anti-watch party in a few hours. Can anyone come join? Sorry, Melvin, we're doing an actual watch party here, and I'm sure many of us want to watch the greatness that is the Ahsoka show. Wow, you guys really think that Sabine's keeping the lightsaber? Wow, I actually didn't think you guys would. But how are we doing, Darth Melvin? We feeling good about today's episode? We hyped up? Dave Bradley, what's up? Dave says, I think Abeloth would be a lot cooler than a ZEFFO thing, but maybe that's just me. No, I think that's a lot of people. I think, yeah, 100%. I think most people would absolutely love Abeloth way more than this ZEFFO. But that's because Abeloth is a beloved character from Legends. So there's a bunch of fans that already have sort of a connection to this character of Abeloth that they want to see her come into live action, into canon. And with the ZEFFO, they don't really have that big of a connection. Although the ZEFFO were a cool, like, introduction in Jedi Fallen Order, they don't have any Legends background. They don't have any other really canon experience other than just the Jedi Fallen Order. So people like things that they can connect to more than the new. So Abeloth is kind of more loved by fans, you know? Dominic says, I honestly thought that it was the Rakata. Honestly, that's my theory. Yeah, it's possible it's an ancient Rakata. Maybe it's like the last of the Rakatan species and he's like a very powerful force using Rakata. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Jim says, are the Rakata still canon or were they replaced by the ZEFFO? The Rakata are still canon. They've been mentioned multiple times throughout canon, and the most recent one is in Andor last year. They were mentioned when he, what the hell is his name? Luthen, my favorite character in the show. I can't even remember his name. Luthen gives Cassian Andor the Kyber crystal and says it's from ancient Rakatan Empire or something. He mentions the Rakata, so they are canon, and they weren't replaced by the ZEFFO. The ZEFFO are just another ancient species, you know. Revan says, weren't the Celestials and the Qua before the Rakata? It might be connected to them, but I doubt it. Yeah, the Qua were before the Rakata. What the hell is that? Why would you do that? You're gonna give me a heart attack. Threat and virus protection? I'm good, thanks. Give me a virus. Just kidding. I got the protection. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We're good. Where was I? That scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. Did you guys hear that? Like, did you guys get to hear that? It scared the shit out of me. Darth Revan says, oh, I just read it. Sorry. I think I'm dying. That scared the shit out of me. Okay. Yes, to your point, Revan. The Qua were before. Yes, they were before the Rakata. But I don't think any of them are still alive. And even if they were, would we recognize them? Like, the Rakata are an easily recognizable species if they are in live action. The Qua would not be. They would not be. Whew, that made my adrenaline pump. Jim says, Snoke would be absolutely terrible and make no sense. As Palpatine created him, how would he be in this new galaxy? I completely agree, Jim. It would be a disaster and a stupid idea and would make no sense because it's just a clone of Palpatine. Agreed. Finn says, Mike, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm going to say. It's Stinky. Yeah. So Jabba's son, Stinky, the Hutt, he is actually who's calling to Baylan. So just prepare yourself for that one. Brittany, why do you keep retracting your messages? I want to read them. Jim says, Huge Wang could tell the story of Abeloth to Ahsoka. Imagine that's how next episode starts. Well, we know that Huge Wang is telling Ahsoka about the beginning, and Ahsoka loves that story. Maybe we'll catch the tail end of that. Maybe, just maybe. Jay says people who haven't seen the Mortis arc have to go watch it. That's true, but most normie fans aren't going to do that. They don't want to watch the animated stuff. It's just whatever. You just got to deal with it, I guess. Cappy says, Baylan is being tricked by Palpatine. Oh, God, no. No. Finn says, casuals are going to be like, what the hell happened here? I think they will regardless, whether it's the Grisk, whether it's the Vong, but some explanation needs to happen, and I think if it's Abeloth, the most amount of explanation is going to have to happen. That's my thing. Doctor Who? Oh, Huge Wang, yeah. Huge Wang is voiced by Doctor Who. I did know that. Jim says, please, no more Palpatine. He's a great character, great actor, but no more. Not in this time period. I agree with that. Unless it's like alluding to him in the background. No more of him, just alluding to him in the background. I'd be kind of okay with that, but, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. Thanks for the hearts or whatever those were. Thank you. Fearless says, it could be the ZEFFO because they're probably getting this movie, but the beginning of the about the beginning of the Jedi, 25,000 years before. Yeah, I don't think the ZEFFO will be involved in that movie. The Dawn of the Jedi movie is probably not going to involve the ZEFFO. If anything, it will involve the Rakata, but I think the Rakata are even done by then too. I think it's just going to be focused around the Jedi. I think the ZEFFO, I don't even know if there's a time period for the ZEFFO. They're just that new, you know? But I don't know. We'll see. Finn says, Mike, will you please, wait, you will be pleased to know that the math is currently mathing. I know, Finn, but it's always when I end the poll. Wow, none of you think it's the Yuzon Vong anymore? What happened to the Vong being the best answer? So 64% of you guys think it's ZEFFO. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm going to butcher your name. I'm sorry. It's Kateo. Help me out. Says, I think, I would say we could see Cal Kestis, but it's unlikely since the Jedi game is going to be a trilogy and it's not concluded. Yeah, I think they're saving Cal Kestis' live action appearance for a little bit further down the line here, but it's possible. I mean, they could do Cal Kestis in live action and then do his third game. Nobody says that it has to be one way or the other. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you want to see Cal Kestis in live action? I know you want to see him, but do you think we'll see him in live action? Let's put it that way. Give me a 1 into the chat if you think we will see Cal Kestis in live action before the Jedi 3 game. Before Jedi 3, whatever it is. Give me a 1 into the chat. Jim says, are the Grisk actually a replacement for the Yuzon Vong, or can they still exist in canon in the future? I think you could have both. Why not have both? They're two completely different species. So they really have nothing alike except for the fact that they're just a bigger species that is a big threat to the Chiss ascendancy. So why can't you have both? Why can't you have both? Nico says, I think that tie to the Project Necromancer would be cool. The plot to revive Palpatine. Yeah, there'll be some connections. There will be. And a lot of people will be extremely upset about it, but I won't be one of them. I don't think, at least right now. Jim says, ignored is the best thing for the sequel trilogy. I don't think so. I actually disagree. Jay says, TIE Defenders? I don't know. I thought I saw TIE Defenders in the background on the Chimera, but I was wrong. They're just like the other TIE weird things that are from Rebels. But I think you might see some TIE Defenders. If they're anywhere, they're still on the Chimera, if anywhere. Lightwood says, I like things about all the trilogies, and there are things that I dislike about them. Even with the originals, I've been a fan since the 1980s, and I saw the originals in theaters as a little kid. Yeah, there's things to like, there's things to hate, but I think the sequel trilogy just has the most to hate. And that's kind of the reasoning behind this hatred for the sequel trilogy, you know? And just the total butchery of Luke Skywalker's character and Anakin Skywalker's just being the chosen one and not anymore. You know? Dave Bradley says, I don't think that the sequels can be fixed, but I think that certain ideas and characters from them can be. Perfectly well put, Dave. I completely agree with that. They can't be fixed. The sequel trilogy cannot be fixed, but certain characters and aspects of those characters can be fixed. Like Luke Skywalker, for example. Holy shit, was that bad? Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi? I mean, come on. But an explanation to that, a reasoning for that, could come into play here. Could come into play. You know? Your pal Joe says, hey everybody, what's up, Joe? Says, how we doing on this splendid Tuesday? I'm doing great. How are you? Lightwood says, I was a grown-up when the prequels came out, but I was one of those few who thought they were pretty cool, even though they had flaws. My nieces and nephews and kids loved the prequels. There you go. Yo, how you doing, Joe? Okay. I lost my spot, damn it. Why did it roll all the way? No. Your pal Joe thinks that Ezra's going to refuse his lightsaber back. There you go. Honey Badger says, I think she will try to give it to Ezra, but he won't need it anymore. Interesting. Ezra's going to go full beast mode. Beast forced God mode. Jeez, okay. Calm down. Calm down. Finn says, glad to hear it. Oh, wait. Damn it. Fuck. Lightwood says, I liked how Ahsoka's force pushed Shin out of the way. Like, move, bitch. Wait, what? Ahsoka force pushed Shin out of the way. Like, move, bitch. I laughed so hard. She flung her like trash. I know. Well, that was kind of Ahsoka tapping into the dark side there. But yeah, I agree. Corey Ryder, what's up, Corey? Says, look at Batman Forever making it too childish, ruining the story, and more. That's why I love the Batman. What? Oh, the Batman with Pattinson. I get you. Yeah, going too kid-friendly is never the answer. At least in my personal opinion, it's never the answer. Michael Malone, what's up? Michael says, Luke and Mara equal Ezra and Shin. Ooh. If Ezra starts a romantic thing with Shin Hati, oh my God, is that tension between Shin and Sabine gonna be something else? Whew. I mean, they already have the ridiculous tension. They've already fought twice. There's probably going to be a third fight in this next episode. Oh my God, that would be crazy. That would be insane. That would absolutely be insane. You know? Maybe Shin and Ezra do a give and go, with Ezra ultimately letting her keep it with the lightsaber. I could see that. Joe says, nah, I'm more pumped for the ZEFFO. I never read the books. Well, there you go. That's probably why, Joe. I mean, if you haven't read the Legends material and don't know the character of Abeloth or know the Grisk or know the Vong or any of that, then you're probably not as attached to those characters. Brittany says, calling it now, the Mando movie is ZEFFO and Grisk versus Thrawn, and everyone else, I just want a different story other than Rebels and Empire or Thrawn in the New Republic. I think it's going to be Thrawn in the New Republic. Sorry, Brittany, I just do. I think it's going to be Thrawn in the New Republic. And yeah. Dan, what's up? Dan says, no, I love all the movies, even the sequels. Well, there you go, Dan. I'm not, that's great for you. That's absolutely 100% amazing. I'm glad for you. I wish I was there. Honey Badger says, Abeloth would be hyped, but I'm still waiting to see MORE. I know, where's MORE? Does anybody know where MORE is? This bird just flew away and never came back. Knights of Melvin says, very hyped up. Yay, more Disney Star Wars. There you go. Look at Melvin's hyped. There we go. Nothing but love, though. There you go, Melvin. Nothing but love back to you. Jim says, agree that Abeloth would be awesome, but if she appears now, it should be with the caveat. I don't know what the fuck that means. That she is not freed or still trapped in this new galaxy until a later time. Yes, it has to be, because she would just become the main threat from now on. And it's possible that she kills Baylan. Like, she's luring Baylan there to help free her, and then she just straight up kills him. Like, what if Baylan's the person who just frees Abeloth, and then she kills him? Like, how crazy would that be? A lot of people were actually theorizing that Shin could turn into Abeloth. Abeloth is more of a, like, a mortis god. Like the daughter is in Ahsoka now, and Baylan frees Abeloth, and she goes into Shin, and Shin becomes Abeloth. How wild would that be? How wild would that be? Whew. Now that would be insane. If Shin became Abeloth. Abeloth, the Vong, and the Rakata are just so much more interesting than the Grisk and the ZEFFO. So much great material for future series and movies. Again, that's just because the Grisk and the ZEFFO don't have the same background in Legends. It doesn't mean you can't build upon them and give them a cool backstory like the Vong or even Abeloth. But I get what you mean. Corey says, gonna be 3 seasons of this show, and it will be all tied to this new trilogy. I don't think there'll be 3 seasons of Ahsoka. I actually think that there'll only be 1 season of Ahsoka, and they'll go right into the movie. I could be wrong. There might be an Ahsoka season 2, but I feel like they're just going to go straight to the movie at this point. Why not? Jim says, I would rather it be Stinky the Hutt than Palpatine at this point. I know. Me too. 100% me too. Michael says, Knights of Melvin, an anti-watch party? I've never seen someone so dedicated to hating on a show to the point of doing an anti-watch party. Yeah, that's Melvin's thing, though. He just hates, you know? We're just used to it by now. Finn says, Hugh Wang is going to finish telling Ahsoka the story, and it will end with him saying, written and directed by George Lucas. Yeah, that's true. Honey Badger says, guys, you are all forgetting about one character, and spoiler alert, the dark side calling to Baylon is none other than Darth Jar Jar. I could see it. I could 100% see it. We never see where Jar Jar went. I could see it. I could see it now. I love Palpatine. I really just want them to make the Plagueis book canon as a limited series. Ooh, giving us Plagueis in canon would be so fantastic. I think the Acolyte has a chance to do that, but I don't think they will. The Acolyte show. You know? Yeah, no. Corey says they should have just made Palpatine or Vader two clones in the 6th episode so that it was just a way of swaying Luke to the dark side. Should have just... Sure. I don't really follow, but yes. AI says, I don't think it's Kujet. Wasn't he entombed on Dathomir? That's true, but if he was entombed, that means his body was still intact in the Night Sisters could have taken it to this new galaxy and brought him back to life. There's a long time between Kujet's death and where we are now. Cappy says, Baylon has the new Apple Watch. Yeah, so let's get into Baylon's Apple Watch here. Let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Baylon's Apple Watch, okay? So this is Baylon's Apple Watch. So this is the watch that he had on. I'm pretty sure this is in episode 5, because this is him putting the map back on before they leave for Peridia. Somebody actually mentioned in the video I made for this, what's up with his ring? I don't know. I don't know what's up with this ring. It's very similar to Snoke's ring from Force Awakens and Last Jedi, and everybody was like, oh, that ring's going to be so cool. Oh my god, what's that ring? And it ended up being nothing. So I don't want to get too hyped up on Baylan's ring, but knowing Dave Filoni, it probably has a meaning. But what we're looking at here is this nice watch he's got on. In this list of people right here, it goes Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, R2-D2, C3PO, and Ben. This is what we're looking at here. So this is absolutely wild. I mean, talk about not doing anything for a reason. If Dave Filoni really did this for a certain reason, now a lot of people think it could be like a hit list or something along those lines. That sounds ridiculous. Who would hire him to kill all the biggest people in the whatever? But some people just think it's an Easter egg. So let's pull this up. Let's pull this up. Let's end the last poll. It ended with, let's see if the math is mathing, but what the hell? Why did it just end twice? Okay, whatever. 61% of you think it's Kujet, 35% of you think it's Abeloth, and 3% of you think it's the Grisk, and that math is definitely not mathing. And let's go to the next poll here. Baylan's wrist. Wait, Baylan's list on his wrist. We'll rhyme on this one. Easter egg or something more. Oops. What do we think? Easter egg or something more? What do we think? This right here. The most important characters in the galaxy at the time, Luke Skywalker, Leia Organa, Han Solo, Chewbacca, R2-D2, C3PO, and Ben Solo. Is this just a coincidence or something more? What do we think? Right away, 92% of you think it's an Easter egg. Well, there we go. Nobody really thinks this is something of importance. It is interesting that since the Kujet thing has been deciphered and translated, people are translating other stuff. So we got to this, which was like 3 episodes ago or 2 episodes ago, whatever it was. And this finally came out. Old Ben or Ben Solo? It could be Ben Kenobi. it's more likely Ben Solo just because Ben Kenobi's been dead for a while. But if it's an Easter egg, it could be referring to Ben Kenobi. But I don't know. What if it's just a tracker for people that he shouldn't cross? Interesting, but why would there be 2 droids on that list? You know? R2-D2 and C3PO being on it just doesn't really make sense. But this does bring us to my next point. And that is C3PO, ladies and gentlemen. There has been a leak since the beginning of the Ahsoka show. That says that C3PO will be in episode 7. And episode 7, ladies and gentlemen, is in just a few short hours. Do you think we'll see C3PO in this episode? And if so, if these leaks are correct, which they aren't always right. Leaks aren't always right. But some of them have been. Captain Rex being in the show, Anakin being in the show, the World Between Worlds being in the show, Clone Wars flashbacks being in the show, all of those were leaked a long time ago. Could this also be true? C3PO in the Ahsoka show, why would he be there? He's obviously in the other galaxy, meaning we're going to get scenes of the other galaxy, and the only people we would be following in that other galaxy would be Harrison Dula, Carson Teva, who again, like I said earlier, are on their way to Coruscant. And who's on Coruscant? Princess Leia. Who's Princess Leia's droid? C3PO. And you guys are kind of putting this together. If C3PO's in it, it's probably Princess Leia. I agree. So if we're seeing C3PO, are we cutting back and forth between the New Republic and Peridia? Or does C3PO show up as a hologram or something? I don't see him showing up as a hologram. Why would he show up as a hologram? In what world would C3PO show up as a hologram? Why? Why would that happen? I don't know. What do we think? If C3PO is in this episode, that means Leia will be there too. R2 is with Luke and C3PO is with Leia. I completely agree. That's where I'm at too. It could be hinting that all of them, Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, R2, and C3PO, will be in this show. That would be crazy. That would be insane. That would be wild. It's possible. It would be so cool to see our boy C3PO. I agree. And honestly, I think we'll see him. And where there's C3PO, again, there's Coruscant, there's Leia, there's Hera, there's Carson Teva, and there could be a lot more. We'll probably see Hera go see Leia. Oh my God, how sick would that be? Leia and C3PO. Chewie deserves to be a part of the Mandoverse. Yeah, I agree. Doom guy, what's up? How we doing? He says, what's up? I think we'll see him. I think we will see C3PO tonight. But let's pull this up. Let's end that poll because that's clearly a lopsided poll, as 90% of you almost think that it's just an Easter egg. But let's see. Do you think we will see C3PO? Oops. 3PO in this episode? God damn it. Episode. Yes or no? You tell me. Simple, easy, yes or no answer. Only 50-50. And if you do, I mean, Leia must be right behind, no? Revan says, do you think the original trio, if they are going to be in the movie, will they get, they can't deepfake them forever? Do you think they'll recast them, are you asking? They can deepfake them forever, and they might just do that. I mean, they might deepfake them forever. I know a lot of people are proponents of the recast. They want Sebastian Stan, they want Millie Bobby Brown, they want even, what's-his-face from Solo? What the hell's his name? Alden Ehrenreich, something like that. They want him to come back as Solo. They want Millie Bobby Brown or somebody to be Leia. They want Sebastian Stan to be Luke Skywalker. And I get that. They want, I know, give me Sebastian Stan in all caps. They want the recast. But right now, the way that the deepfake is going, the success of the deepfake with Anakin Skywalker, with Luke Skywalker, with even Leia from Rise of Skywalker and in Rogue One, the success of the deepfake might lead to even more deepfake. But we'll see. Jim says, Han Solo would be very odd, although obvious. They can deepfake her, so I guess they can do a young Harrison Ford. Yeah, I think they would. I don't know if they'll like show Leia and not Han, Maybe they've already separated by now. I'm not too sure. We're not too sure on the whole timeline here. It can get shaky, especially with Dave Filoni, because he can change whatever the frick he wants. He brought back Yoda's lightsaber. He changed a bit of Kanan's backstory. He can do whatever he wants, really. You know? AI says, it would be so sick if they brought Anthony Daniels back for C3PO. I like him a lot. I do too. And of course they would. I mean, if there's C3PO, there's Anthony Daniels. For sure. C3PO POV flashback watching Anakin burn. He wasn't there for that. Was he? Well, he wouldn't have seen it, that's for sure. He wouldn't have been there to see it. But was he even on the planet? Did he go with Padme? He went with Padme. Yeah, he would be on the planet. But Padme left at that point, no? No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right. He would be on the planet, but he wouldn't have watched it happen, you know? Finn Wicken says, we could see a canon reason of C3PO getting his red arm in The Force Awakens. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Although, I'm sure we'll get that because Dave Filoni, that seems like right up his alley, is giving the explanation to the red arm. But, yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Honey Badger says, how old would Ben be during this time period? And would he be with Luke and at his temple, or would he still be with Leia? Ben Solo would be about 6, right? 6 or 7? 6 or 7 or 8, something like that. He'd be about that age. And that's kind of the age when he goes and joins Luke. So it could go either way. He could still be with Leia, or about to leave Leia, or already left Leia. We don't know. We don't really know. But he's around that age. Great Nostalgic Way says, the sun calls to Baylan. Oh, God, the sun. I'm sick and tired of this stupid-ass sun. I don't know. Maybe. I think Abeloth is more likely if you're going with the Mortis Gaud. AI says, did you see the new clip from episode 7 that was released today? Yeah, we just watched it. AI. Must have been before you came in. Jim says, wait, what the hell? Why does it do that? Jim says, could you deepfake a character well enough to carry a whole movie, though? Yes. 100% yes. If they can, it might take a while, might take a lot of work and a lot of prep work and stuff like that, but yes, I think you 100% could. Why not? They did Anakin for almost an entire episode. They did Luke for almost an entire episode in the Book of Boba Fett. Why not? Why not? Brandon, what's up? Brandon says, could Han Solo still return in Ahsoka with Harrison Ford deepfaked? Yes. The CGI for younger Indiana Jones was good in the flashbacks of Indiana Jones 5. I still haven't seen Indiana Jones 5 because if it bombed, she was gone. And I still think Kathleen Kennedy's gone. But that's a whole nother story. Whole nother story for a whole nother stream. But yes, I think they could do a young Han Solo as well. Yeah. He'd be around 4 to 6 during the Ahsoka series. Yeah, that sounds about right. 4 to 6, something like that. Well, no, he's born in like what, 3 ABY, and we're in 9 ABY, so about 6 to 7-ish, something like that. Yeah. Yes, give me Sebastian Stan, please. I don't know. Movie budget deepfake CGI would be better and improved. Movie budget deepfake / CGI would be better / improved. Would it be better? I mean, how much money does it take to deepfake versus pay the actor? That's kind of where the line gets drawn. Revan says, the only problem with deepfaking Carrie Fisher is it might be controversial since she passed away. That's true, but we've already gotten 2 movies of Carrie Fisher being involved as Leia since she passed away. And they do it in a respectful way, of course, like with The Rise of Skywalker, but she still was gone at that point. So as long as they do it in a respectful way, of course, and as long as like her family is okay with it, I think it's perfectly fine. I think some fans will, of course, some fans always have a problem with everything, but at some point we're going to have to like move past it, you know? Come to terms with it. Dave says, I really like the Solo actor and Sebastian as Luke, but not Millie Bobby Brown. Oh, jeez. Why not? Pearlman says, there are some rumors that Padme will be in there too. Yeah, there was those rumors for a while. I thought those would have been in the flashbacks. We didn't get those. Padme wasn't even mentioned in that whole sequence, which was a little bit strange to me because Padme was such an important part to Anakin's fall to the dark side, but it was more about Ahsoka, so I get that. But yeah, I would love to see Padme. Why not bring Natalie Portman back? She wants to come back. It would please so many fans, and you have so many opportunities to do so with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show last year, the Ahsoka show this year. Whenever you have a flashback sequence that involves Anakin, you can have Padme. That's for sure. Like Moff Tarkin in Rogue One, that's true. Yes, the actor who played Moff Tarkin, Tarkin in A New Hope has since passed, and they CGI'd his face in Rogue One. Yes. Yeah, I agree. They cannot deepfake actors who passed on and can't consist of being faked. I don't know. We'll see. Jim says Carrie Fisher's daughter is an actress. She might be the best candidate to play Leia. That's true, but she doesn't look enough like Leia. There would be no resemblance there. Like, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys right now. What's her name? Lord something? Lord. Let's just look up Carrie Fisher's daughter. Carrie Fisher's daughter. Billy Lord. That's what it was. Billy Lord. All right, let's take a look. She just does not look nearly enough like Leia to pull off Leia. No offense to her. I mean, it's not her fault. She doesn't look enough like her mom. But it would be a disconnect. There would be a huge disconnect in who the character is, and that would just not be good. We need a character that literally personifies Leia. That's why I don't like the recast. Even if it is Sebastian Stan, who looks eerily similar to Mark Hamill when he was younger, even if it is Sebastian Stan, there will be a disconnect. He'll sound different. He'll talk different. All that stuff. By the way, thanks, Steven, for subscribing. And everybody else here, subscribe. Become a member. Do all that fun stuff. You guys are the best. There has to be, it has to convey the character. That's why Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett is Luke Skywalker. It doesn't sound different. It doesn't look different. It is Luke Skywalker. Same thing with Anakin in Episode 5 of Ahsoka and Episode 4 of Ahsoka. Same thing with Leia in Rogue One. If you have a different actress or actor to play these characters, there'll be a disconnect and it won't feel the same. That's why I'm full team deepfake at this point. I wouldn't be extremely angry and coming after Disney if they recasted these characters. I would just have a disconnect completely with the characters. There would have to be the most spectacular performance of voice acting and acting from these actors to look and come across as these characters. But that's just me. Maybe you guys have a completely different opinion on this. What do you guys think? Team deepfake, team recast? What are we thinking? By the way, 62% of you do think we will see C3PO in this next episode, which is absolutely insane to me. Seeing C3PO pretty much confirms we're seeing Leia tonight, which is bonkers, ladies and gentlemen. Bonkers. All right, let's see where you guys are at on this. Lightwood says, I don't want deepfake movies. At this point, just make them animated. Ooh, it's cool for a short scene, but not a whole movie. It looks like a video game. Well, that's true. It's not going to be all the characters are deepfaked, though. You'll have Luke, you'll have Leia, and you'll have Han deepfaked. Mando won't be deepfaked. Ahsoka won't be deepfaked. Bo-Katan, Sabine, Ezra, all these characters won't be deepfaked. It's just the ones that are legacy characters that need to look and sound the same. Simple as that. Need to look and sound the same. By the way, we just hit 40. The record is 41. So let's break that record tonight. Michael says, hot take. Deepfake Luke Skywalker has more personality than half the cast of Ahsoka. God damn, that's a hot take. Jim says, Millie Bobby Brown is 19 though. So she definitely is too young. That's true, but Millie Bobby Brown looks like she's literally 25. She just does. She looks like she's way older than she actually is. How old is she? Millie Bobby, well, that's not how you spell Millie. Millie Bobby Brown. How old is she? She is 19. You're right. Okay. So yeah, she's 19, but she looks way older than 19. Lightwood says, Indiana Jones 5 wasn't that bad. Wasn't that good. The deepfake and CGI honestly looked really bad. Okay, here we go. Like a Snapchat filter or something. The sky and temple backgrounds looked very fake and stupid. That's kind of what I've been hearing with Indiana Jones. That's kind of what I've been hearing with Indiana Jones 5 is it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. And that's honestly why I haven't seen it yet, and that's why I probably won't see it for a long, long time. Because if it bombs, she gone. Okay. AI says, if Baylan Skoll chases the sun and Skoll chases the sun and Hati chases the moon, what does that mean in the context of this show? Hopefully that'll become clear in this next episode. Well, I think as cool as it is that their last names are equivalent to something that does a wolf that chases the sun and a wolf that chases the moon, although that is cool, I think that's more of just a mythos type thing. Like, it's not going to specifically mean that those characters do those things, you know? Do we get what I'm kind of saying there? Lightwood says, pay the actors. CGI has gone downhill. I just want to see human beings, not deepfaked images. I get that stance. I do. But when you can have characters like Ahsoka, like Din Djarin, like all of them, have those characters. But when it comes to legacy characters, Luke, Leia, and Han specifically, because you can still have Chewie in the costume, you can still have C3PO, you can still have R2-D2. Even Lando, you can go with Donald Glover if you'd like. I guess. But with the legacy characters, go with the deepfake. You don't want to disconnect with those characters, and there would be a big one. Michael says, clone troopers should we seem very divided on this. Should we pull this up? Clone troopers should always be CGI'd. No more practical stormtroopers. Clone troopers, sorry. I don't know. I like the practical clone troopers. I get where you're coming from because it's like a kind of a little bit different, but it's a clone trooper, you know? They're never really supposed to be CGI'd. I get that they were, but they shouldn't be. Should we pull this up? Yes, no? Should we pull this up? Cappy says, can't they just be like the James Bond movies and replace James Bond as an actor like nothing ever happened? No. You can't do that. It can't be like James Bond with Luke Skywalker, Leia Organa, and Han Solo. Those are very, very important characters to Star Wars, and it's not like James Bond where you can just reboot. There's no rebooting when it comes to Star Wars. Now, there's only a limited time where we're going to be getting these characters. There's only 25 more years in the timeline where we're going to get Luke, Leia, and Han. Then that's pretty much it. I mean, they die in the sequel trilogy, so that's pretty much it with those characters. So can't you just deepfake them for a few more years? I mean, that's it. You won't see those characters anymore. You can get new characters from there on out. Oh my God, we're at 41, guys. Can we break the record? 41 is the record, but we're not broken it yet. Nico says, she doesn't get her looks from her mother, that's for sure. Yeah, she doesn't look like her mom. That's for sure. That is for sure. Austin says, yeah, they'll have to deepfake her. But at that point, just deepfake anybody. Ian, what's up? Ian says, we should just go... Wait. Oh, we're just going to have to cope with the recast, I guess. I think you might have to. Yeah. Finn says, we need to get some late happy birthdays in chat for the legendary Mark Hamill. Oh, is it Mark Hamill's birthday? Did we miss Mark Hamill's birthday? When was Mark Hamill's birthday? When was that? Can we get some happy birthdays for Luke Skywalker himself in the chat, please? Lightwood says, Star Trek recasts actors, and mostly they do a good job. And look at the original actors. Yeah, but Star Trek sucks. Sorry, but it's true. Star Trek is nothing like Star Wars. Like, the two can't even be compared. All right, let's pull this up then. We're pulling it up since it's now the topic of complete discussion. All right, so 64% of you guys think that we will see C3PO in the next episode, which is interesting because that probably means Leia as well. All right, here we go. Which team are you on? Team deepfake or team recast? Which one are you? Team deepfake or team recast? You tell me. Let's see where this poll ends up because it seems like you guys are pretty damn divided. Michael says, Maggie Gyllenhaal resembles Carrie Fisher, but she's a bit too tall. Interesting. Cappy says, other movies, they just change the actors completely to act like there's no change. What if they do that with Baylon? Yeah, other movies aren't Star Wars, guys. That's the thing. This is a completely different beast to capture here. This is Star Wars. It's the biggest. It's the best, and it's a whole different bird. It's a whole different thing when it comes to a recast with the Star Wars character versus any other. You know, Matthew Tatter says, "What are they going to do about Baylan?" That's true. I don't know. Because Baylan, it seems like Baylan's going to survive this series. It does. It just does. That's what's happening here. It does seem like Baylan Skoll is surviving this series, and that really, really sucks. Ray Stevenson has given us the performance of a freaking lifetime here as Baylan Skoll. He's become the most intriguing character. Every word that he says is just so damn intriguing, and whatever's calling to him, all this stuff. And it seems like he's going to survive the show, which is a huge bummer, because Ray Stevenson sadly passed away back in May. And anything they want to do with this character moving forward, they're either going to have to recast, deepfake, or do something with his character, and it's going to suck. It's really going to suck because this character was leading up to be this spectacular future character in the Star Wars galaxy. Getting background information, flashbacks from him during his time as a Jedi in the Jedi Temple, Order 66 stuff. You could probably even see him in Bad Batch Season 3 or something like that. And now we're just not. We're just not going to get any of that, which is a bummer. Sucks. It sucks. So bad. Ugh. Star Trek is better. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a great one. And with that funny ass joke, can we get some good cups full of orders? Oh, I just poured some water on myself. Can we get some good cups full of orders in the chat, please? And don't crap on Dan too much. I know that was a wild ass take, but Dan, sorry, you're just wrong. Thank you. Guys, did you see this? Guys, do you know what we're talking about today? We're talking about Star Wars. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, moving on. I'm losing it. Fearless says, already subscribed. I like good Star Wars content. Thanks, Fearless. Your pal Joe says, I like the idea of a recast, to be honest. I'm not like gonna hate you if you like the recast idea. That's obviously not what's going on here. You can have your own opinion. I don't care. I'm just saying I'm team deepfake right now. And maybe the recast will persuade me to the other side. But right now we are completely divided, with 55% of you guys saying deepfake and 45% saying recast. We'll leave that poll open for now and see if it changes at all, but that's crazy. Lightwood says, I'm also for making new stories and not recasting anyone. Just move on with the story. I'd rather not have deepfakes or recasts. I'd rather have new content with the same story told 10 ways. I'd rather have new content than the same story told 10 ways. That's true, but at this point in time, in this time period in the galaxy, we have to come to either deepfake or recast, because Luke, Leia, and Han have to be involved in this story. It's as simple as that. They have to be involved in some way or another. You can't have this Thrawn come in as a big main threat and not have those main trilogy cast be involved. You just can't. So, I don't know. We'll see. Finn says, close to breaking the record again, Mike. I know. We got to 41 and we almost broke it. We tied the record. Michael says, I heard that there was a deleted Han Solo scene in the Book of Boba Fett with defaked Harrison Ford. I've heard that too. I don't know how true that is, but I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it's true, but we'll see. Maybe we'll see it eventually. Han Solo, that is. Honey Badger says, team deepfake and recast. I can say we can get away with both. Sebastian Stan as Luke, but we should deepfake Han and Leia. Interesting. So you only want to recast Luke and not the other two? That's interesting. Jim says, I think Baylon may be killed before the end of this current season. Thrawn does not trust him, so he cannot go back, and his power he seeks will probably be his undoing. Interesting. I actually don't think so. I think Baylon will survive this series, and not only that, I think he will become more powerful when he finds this person, and Thrawn won't really be an issue for him. Cappy says, recast for the plot. However, I would kind of feel weird for visuals, so it's 50-50 for me. I know. I could go either way. I'm just leaning more towards recast. Lightwood says, my only complaint about Ahsoka is that there isn't enough Ahsoka. Interesting, Lightwood. You were actually the first person to bring this up, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. There isn't enough Ahsoka. I don't care about the plot. Just give me 45 minutes of Ahsoka standing there looking beautiful and doing nothing. I don't care. Interesting. Lightwood, you're probably not on your own on that one. You're not on your own on that one. There's a lot of people that think that. Like the Book of Boba Fett. When Boba wasn't in a few episodes, people became extremely upset and were not happy about that. And Ahsoka wasn't in the last episode. Now, I didn't see... Well, she was. She was at the beginning. But she wasn't in the majority of the episode. Now, I didn't see a lot of people upset about that, but I can see people getting upset about that. Dominic says they could use the same actor from the Solo movie. Yes. I think that if they were to do the recast with all three of them, they would go back to Alden. Alden Ehrenreich, I believe his name was. Yeah. Michael says, unpopular opinion, Thrawn should have been CGI'd in live action, voiced by Lars Mikkelsen. I disagree. I think Lars is a great Admiral Thrawn. As much as people are making fun of his beer belly, or his gut that he's got there, I think he's done a fantastic job so far. I think he looks spectacular. Even the blue makeup and the red eyes, it all looks great. Fantastic. I think a CGI'd version may have come off a little too fake. I like the non-CGI. It would have been, just too fake. Yeah. Jim says, Shin seems more evil than Baylan. She wants the type of power Thrawn could bring, and she tried to choke Sabine. Yet, we see her looking shocked when Thrawn sends them after Sabine and Ezra. Yeah, Shin's kind of like a borderliner. Like, Baylan didn't want to kill Ahsoka. And he's kind of like a gray Jedi-ish, if there even is a gray Jedi. But Shin is leaning more towards the dark side. She chokes Sabine. She's really just like angry all the time. But at the same time, she kind of wants to be a Jedi. When Baylan says Ezra was a Jedi, trained to be a Jedi, but wasn't at the Jedi Temple, he was too young to be that. Shin's like, oh, like me? And he's like, no, I did not train you to be a Jedi. And she kind of looks bummed out about that. Like, she's kind of like going both ways here. She could go either way. I could see her going further dark side, or I could see her coming back to the light. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We'll see. Michael says, I think recast only works for spin-off projects like Solo or even a prequel story. Yeah. I mean, Solo worked. It worked for me. Personally, it worked for me. Yes, it did. Alden did a great job as Han, and it worked. But now, if I were to get Han Solo right now in the Ahsoka show, I would want it to be deepfaked. I wouldn't want to see Alden's face. I would not. I would not. Yeah. Well, what the hell just went down to the... It's true. Star Wars is way bigger and more iconic than Star Trek. It's way bigger and more iconic than Star Trek than literally anything. Even like Marvel, as big as Marvel is right now, Star Wars has always been bigger. Maybe not always, because Marvel came first, but it's been bigger since Star Wars came out. Star Wars is the biggest thing. When it comes, like, Dragon Ball is enormous. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that's as big, but like you have other franchises like Hunger Games and all that other stuff. But nothing even comes close to Star Wars. Nothing even comes close. Matthew says Lucasfilm should be leading deepfake FXS. It could be fitting for George's legacy. Yeah. Lucasfilm has always been about the next thing or the next big step up in the industry, and deepfake is that next step. So it is fitting for Lucasfilm to continue to do the deepfake technology and be the leading in the industry in that field. It is very fitting. Yeah. Luke's evil cousin Padawan, Earthrunner. Skywalker, Earthrunner. That's pretty funny, Cappy. That's funny. Yeah. Baylan Skoll will die off camera. I really, really hope not. That would be a disaster. Oh, if they Cara Dune him, oh my God, that would be so bad. 45? Holy shit. Welcome, everybody. Hit that subscribe, of course. We just broke the record. It was 41 before. Thanks for being here. You guys are the best. Mark Hamill just turned 72 yesterday. Did you know that he played the Joker in the iconic 90s Batman animated series? Yes, I did. I did know that. And yes, 72. Wow. Mark Hamill. What a legend. Fearless says, as a Star Wars fan and a Trekkie, I would say you're right. Can't even compare the two because they are not the same. But they're both good for themselves, but Star Wars is the best. Couldn't agree with you more. I'm not a Trekkie myself. I don't watch Star Trek at all. I could not care less. But Star Wars, it just is, it's not even like, there's no comparison. Finn says, Star Wars? Oh, I thought we were talking about Star Trek. Oh, yeah, Finn, I'm sorry. This is a Star Wars channel. Sorry. I thought you knew. Brandon says, hot take. Mark Hamill's laugh as the Joker is creepy. I don't know if that's a hot take. It's pretty creepy. Lightwood says, I'm a sci-fi writer myself. Ooh, that's cool. So I appreciate the whole genre, even if I'm not a fan of it all. I especially like space-themed and alien-themed sci-fi. I've never mentioned this on live stream, and I'm just going to mention it once, just one time. But I am actually working on some sort of sci-fi myself, and it's just behind the scenes, you know? But that'll be for another time. For another time, then. Just shout that out real quick. Oh, while I'm shouting out things, and while we have a bunch of people here, we are doing a giveaway this time next week. This stream next week, we are doing a giveaway, the second giveaway ever on the channel, and that is a Rex Lego head, okay? Captain Rex, Lego head. So this right here, Captain Rex Lego head is what we are giving away next week for the giveaway. Why? Here it is. This is what we're giving away for the... Let me see it. There we go. Got it. This is what we're doing for the giveaway next week. This Rex Lego head. So come by the stream next week. You got to be a member to be automatically entered in to win this. We have 7 members right now. 7 amazing members. So if you want to win this, you got a 1 in 8 chance if you become a member right now. 1 in 8 chance to win this next week. It's perfectly free. You don't have to pay for shipping. You don't have to pay for none of that. It's all coming directly from me. And it's for all you guys' amazing support as members. We're doing a bunch of this fun stuff with the members. We're doing a members Discord and other stuff like that. So become a member. It's the greatest decision you'll ever make in your entire life. And you'll automatically be inputted to win this Captain Rex helmet. So that's next week. That is next week, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, a week from today. Lightwood says, I'm trying to see the good and the bad of all art, even when it's more bad than good. I try to see the humor in the bad stuff too. That's true. That is true. Dominic says, that's cool. I plan on writing a novel inspired by the Foundation series. The 3 bodies and the 3 body series, my favorite so far. That's very cool, Dominic. Keep us posted on that. Lightwood says, and FFS. FFS. What is that? FFS. Why does it sound so familiar? Shows us a bit more of Ahsoka's skin. FFS. Shows a bit more of Ahsoka's skin. She's so covered up in layers, it's ridiculous. Rosario still has a nice figure, but they are totally burying her in the robes. FFS. I have no idea. Cappy says, it would be impossible for them to make Thrawn thin like the cartoon unless he was on some extreme diet. That's true. Yeah, they wouldn't want to do that. No thanks. No thanks. Shin is likely Leia? Yeah, no, Austin. No. Lightwood says, maybe Thrawn found some good food in this wasteland planet. It seems like he's eaten well. It seems like he is eating well. For sure. For sure. Jason, what's up, Jim, says, this might be how the First Order started. I do think it is. I mean, obviously Thrawn's not involved in the First Order, but I think whatever happens with Thrawn, like I said last week, I think on Saturday, I think Thrawn and his undead army in this remnant of the Empire are going to go take over Coruscant from the New Republic, and that's why the New Republic capital is not Coruscant in the sequel trilogy. But I think that will lead to the creation of the First Order. I think it will. Yes. Thrawn has been eating too much. Thrawn has been eating too many of those snail turtle creatures or something. Oh my God, he's eating those snail turtle creatures? No. Dan says, Finn could be what Baylan is hearing. Finn? Finn. From the sequel trilogy? I don't think so. Star Wars is the GOAT. Yeah, true. 45 viewers. I know, that was crazy. 45 viewers is wild. We broke the record. Nico says, Pokemon is the largest grossing franchise. I forget second, but Star Wars is right up there. Yeah, so Pokemon is the biggest like IP in the world, and that makes sense because it's enormous in like Japanese culture and all over across in the other side of the world. It's huge here, of course. Pokemon's enormous here, but it's way bigger on the other side of the world. But yeah, it is enormous. Marvel is on is on my shit list since Tony Stark passed away. I'm still mad at them. RDJ still looks great and still has a great body without using roids. He could have done a few more movies. Yeah, I know. It's a bummer that Tony Stark had to go out like that, but he had to go at some point. He had to go at some point, but yeah, true. Marvel has kind of fallen off since Tony Stark's death. I still love Marvel, and there's still a ton of great projects like Spider-Man No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, Loki, WandaVision, but there's some not so good ones as well, like She-Hulk and Miss Marvel and stuff like that. Deepfaking is kind of not fair to the actors. They still don't get the same praise. That's true, but Mark Hamill comes back to deepfake Luke. Mark Hamill's heavily involved in that process. If they were to deepfake Harrison as well as Han Solo, Harrison Ford would be involved in that process as well. He loved doing it for Indiana Jones. So although Carrie Fisher wouldn't be because she's passed away, those actors come back. Even Hayden Christensen came back to when he was deepfaked. 46, we just broke the record again, came back to use the deepfake. Like, the actors are still getting the credit for the role. They're just being deepfaked as to de-age the character. So those actors are still playing the role. They're just being deepfaked to keep the character going. Yeah. Awesome Guy. What a great name. I bet you're an awesome guy. Says, Star Wars Theory be like, the son alive? Who is the Star Wars Theory you speak of? Just kidding. Much love to Star Wars Theory. He is the reason we're pretty much all here because I created the channel because of him. But it's also because of him that we are better. Just kidding. Much love to Theory. Lightwood says, as much as I love Marvel, man, pretty much all of them, except for Robert Downey Jr., took roids, especially Hemsworth. I'm sure they did. But what do you expect? They have to look like superheroes. Jim says, I predict that Ahsoka will be stranded on Peridia by the end of this season. I don't know if Ahsoka will, but I think somebody will. Somebody will be stranded there for sure. Maybe it's Ahsoka, maybe it's Baylan, maybe it's even Sabine, or maybe it's all of them. What if Sabine, Ezra, and Ahsoka all get stranded in this new galaxy? And then Skeleton Crew, which is supposed to also go to this new galaxy, is kind of just the bringing them back to the original galaxy. By the way, we're at 48 right now. If we could hit 50, that would be insane. That would be insane. Lightwood says, I like both Star Wars and Star Trek, and I'm here to discuss Star Wars, especially Ahsoka. I love her. Me too. Yo, Mike is cooking. I'm always cooking, no? Dominic says, record broken on another Tano Tuesday. Every Tuesday for 4 weeks straight, we've broken the record. I know, Dominic. It's wild. That's how ridiculously hyped the Ahsoka show is, and that's how crazy it's becoming for the Star Wars fandom. It seems like Star Wars is back. Now, I don't think Star Wars ever left. I'm one of those proponents of it never went anywhere. It just kind of had a few missed hits with the projects. But this is a home run with the Ahsoka show, and being able to build upon this, because breaking news as of today and yesterday and over the weekend, the writer's strike is this close to being over. All they have to do is sign the agreements. They've come to an agreement that the writer's strike is over. The studio heads and the writers themselves have come to the conclusion that this writer's strike is over. And that is enormous, because if the writer's strike is over, that means the actor's strike is right after that. And that means we are getting back to what we need. That means Skeleton Crew won't be delayed as far as we think it will be. That means the Acolyte show won't have to be delayed. That means all this content won't have to be delayed, and all this content will continue to be made because the writers are done striking and the actors are going to be right after them. This is enormous news, ladies and gentlemen. People don't really know how big this is, but the writer's strike is over, and the actor's strike is most likely right behind it. It's enormous. It's so big because the Ahsoka show, as good as it is, it would have been like, oh, great, it's amazing. But then when it's over, what's next? Because everything's postponed because of the writers and actors strike. Now that the strikes are ending, we finally get more Star Wars content to look forward to. Yes. Phoenix was up. Phoenix says, I think Ahsoka Season 2 could give us flashbacks as to how Luke and Ahsoka met for the first time. Interesting. I think I would love to see that, but I don't even know if we're going to get an Ahsoka Season 2. We'll see. We shall see. Finn says, yo, I'm a filmmaker here, Mike. Mostly short films. If you ever want to collab on a project, hit me up. Yo, Finn, that would be sick. That'd be so sick. I'm sure we got a bunch of creatives in the chat right now. Whether you're an artist or a filmmaker or like I guess an artist. I was going to say like a drawer, but that's an artist too. Or whatever it is. I'm sure we got a bunch of very talented people in the chat here, and we could maybe in the future make a cool project together. That would be cool. That would be cool. Thrawn has a Purgle soup recipe. Oh, he must. I mean, all those dead Purgle in the atmosphere, he must. He must. Michael Malone says, I predict that Ahsoka, Sabine, Baylan, and Baylon will all be stranded on Peridia. Thrawn, Shin, and Ezra will get back to the main galaxy, and Morgan will die. Well, how will Shin and Ezra get back, but Ahsoka, Sabine, and Baylon don't? I don't know, Michael. I don't know. Jim says, big take here, but it is possible with the power of the World Between Worlds to basically erase the events of the sequel trilogy. It won't happen, but it is possible. It technically is possible. But it will never, ever happen. Never, ever happen. Never, ever, ever, ever. Lightwood says, sorry, don't want to swear in case you have kids on here who are Star Wars fans. There's no swearing in Star Wars. I've already sworn like 10 times in this stream. Sorry. If there's any kids out there, I apologize, but I just can't stop myself sometimes. I get too hyped up. Dave Bradley says, sorry, I'm new to your streams. Do you stream after the show as well? If so, what time? Well, Dave, we do a watch party at 8:30. It starts at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we watch it together as a community. And then if you don't want to watch it with us, you can come right into the stream right after you finish watching it. And we'll still be going live for about another half hour to an hour talking about the episode. So yes, we do talk about the episode as it's going on and as it just ends right thereafter too. So yeah, we do a watch party. Yes, yes, yes. Interesting that you think that Thrawn will be the beginning of the First Order. I think he will be what leads into the First Order. I don't think he will start the First Order. I think he'll be what leads into the First Order. Yes. Cappy says, the rise of the Second Order is going to be so good in 2050. There will not be a Second Order. The final order is what happens in Rise of Skywalker, so there won't be a Second Order. Thank God. No thanks. No more orders, please. Oh, did it just scroll down to the bottom again? Ugh. Come on. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Austin says, no, because Leia has some anger with her, and she's pulling to the dark side too. Oh, you mean like they're similar? I get you now. Yeah. Michael says, people always get the timeline on how long Ezra and Thrawn were stranded on Peridia wrong. The correct time frame is 11 to 13 years. Yeah, it's about that. It's about 10 to 15 years in there somewhere. Closer to 10. I think, yeah, you're probably right on with that 11 to 13 years. I think that's exactly how long it is. So, because the original trilogy is only about 3 to 4 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. 3 to 4 years. Rebels Season 4 is about a year before that. So that's about 5 years. And this takes place 9 years after that. So it's about in that 13, 14, 12-ish year range. Yeah. So they've been there for a long time. 10 years, 11 years, 14 years. That's a long-ass time to be stranded in a different galaxy. It's crazy. But yeah, it's been a long time. Revan says, honestly, I'm more excited for the upcoming DC stuff than the Marvel stuff with James Gunn as head. I'm not the biggest James Gunn fan. I like Guardians of the Galaxy, but what he did with like Suicide Squad and stuff, I was not the biggest fan. He's a little bit too jokey for me, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with Superman Legacy, and that'll kind of be like if I'm all in on DC or not. But yeah, we'll see. I definitely have hope for DC. I think the upside for DC is enormous with characters like Green Lantern and in the Lantern Corps especially, being a huge fan of that. And that not being able to be done in DC in live action ever for some reason. I mean, other than Ryan Reynolds, but that was a joke. But I think getting the ability to do that with a new Superman and a new... Oh my God, we just hit 50, ladies and gentlemen. We just hit 50. Thank you to all of you guys. Smash a freaking like on the video. Become a member. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. 100% the best. That's crazy. But yeah, I do have hope for DC. I do have hope for DC. It all kind of depends on that Superman Legacy movie. Have you ever seen Arcane? No, I have not, but I have heard of it. It's the animated stuff, right, on Netflix or something. Jim says, is it true that Harrison Ford never loved Star Wars the way that he loved Indiana Jones? I don't know if he'll ever come back. Well, he came back for Rise of Skywalker. He came back for the sequel trilogy. I think there's really no amount of money, or sorry, there's no, there's always an amount of money that will bring him back. There's always an amount of money that will bring Harrison Ford back. And he also loved the deepfake technology. I also think that he was kind of joking about not liking Han that much. I think he did like Han Solo to an extent, but we'll see. We'll see. You never know. A guy who loves Star Wars is greater than Star Wars theory, and it ain't even close. I didn't say it. Finn said it. I did not say that. Finn said that. Blame Finn. Huge Wang will get stranded. I don't know about Huge Wang. I feel like, if anything, his Wang will lead him back home, you know? I hope you guys don't mind that I read every single one of your chats, or I try to read every single one of your chats, because we don't really, sometimes we won't get to certain things. So if you guys just don't worry about it, I'm just going to read all your chats. Lightwood says, yeah, Ahsoka brought me back to Star Wars after the sequel trilogy pulled me off a few years ago. So I'm ignoring the haters, and they're in every fandom. That's true. There's haters everywhere. There's always haters. But that's why we're creating this community right here of very lacking haters. Even when Knights of Melvin comes into the chat and says that he has his anti-watch party, we still appreciate and love Melvin. He's a appreciated member of the community around here, but we see that he is a hater, because haters exist in all shapes and forms. I sense Kathleen Kennedy's retirement is coming. I do too. So a lot of leakers and scoopers have been saying recently that Kathleen Kennedy is going to be gone very soon. And I would not be surprised to see Kathleen go within the month. After Ahsoka's a big win for them, and she's coming off of this gigantic win that is Ahsoka Tano, she might leave. And it might be enormous, absolutely enormous for the Star Wars brand, because whoever comes in next is going to change up the game. What the leaks and scoopers are saying, leakers and scoopers are saying, is that the Taika Waititi movie and the Rogue Squadron movie by Patty Jenkins, those both have been absolutely cut. We're never going to see those two movies. They're never going to happen, because not only is Kathleen Kennedy gone, but almost everything that she was working on is also going to be gone too. And the new leadership is going to come in and kind of mix everything up. You don't bring in a new head to the team, to a new coach to the team, and keep the same game plan. If you have a really bad team and you're trying to win a championship, you're not going to bring in a new coach and do the exact same thing. You're going to bring in a new coach or a new CEO of Lucasfilm and change everything up. That also might mean that the three movies that were announced earlier this year, the Dave Filoni movie, the Dawn of the Jedi movie, and the Rey movie, could all be off the board. They could all be off the board. Now, it could turn into Dave Filoni getting an entire trilogy, which would be incredible. But that might also mean that we're not going to get the Dawn of the Jedi movie or the Rey movie, and I'm sure most of you are just perfectly okay with not getting the Rey movie, but we'll see. We'll see. What do you guys think about that? Would you be okay with Taika's movie being canceled, Patty Jenkins' movie being canceled, and the Rey movie being canceled, if that also means that the Dawn of the Jedi movie gets canceled and the Dave Filoni movie gets canceled? Because you kind of have to, you can't win them all, you know? So if Kathleen Kennedy leaves and there's new leadership, if that new leadership isn't Dave Filoni, because if it is Dave Filoni, I mean, maybe he just gives himself a trilogy. We never know, but we'll see. But I do think Kathleen Kennedy's retirement is extremely, extremely close. Extremely close. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. And I do see you guys. Much love to all of you guys. We are breaking the records one after the next right now, and it's amazing. Star Wars has had haters since the 1980s when I was a kid. The only difference is now they have computers and the internet. Been ignoring the haters since I was 5, wearing my hair in Princess Leia buns. There you go. There you go. Yeah, there's always been haters. They just have more of a vocal platform to work with here. Brandon says, did you hear that Cameron Monaghan confirmed Jedi 3 is happening, but without Stig? Oh, as the director? Yeah, the guy who was the director of the first 2 Jedi games has left EA, but they are making the 3rd game, yes. Cameron Monaghan confirmed it himself. The 3rd game is in development. Now, we don't know if that's early development, like later development, mid-development. We don't know what's going on with that game. We don't know when we're getting that game. Hopefully, it's not 4 years like we had to wait for the 2nd game. And we can get Cal Kestis in live action very soon. But yeah, that's cool to hear. That is cool to hear. Yeah. Andor had swearing. That's true. Andor had swearing. Andor said a swear. Andor said a swear word. I can say the swear word. Andor said it. I can say it. Habits for Life. Habits for Life says Mace Windu will return. I don't know. I used to think that Mace Windu would come back, but it seems less and less likely the more and more we go on here. Lobo Lopez, what's up, says, why is Kathleen Kennedy saying she made this work for her when she has not a thing to do with it? She's not out. Wait, with it. She's not out, or is she just messing things up? I don't know what you're referring to. Why is Kathleen Kennedy saying that she made this work for her? What is she saying that about? I did not see that. I do not know what you are referring to. Jim says the idea for Thrawn having anything to do with this. Wait, what? The idea of Thrawn having anything to do with inept idiots in the First Order would be hard to take. I don't think he'll have anything to do with it. I think what he does will lead to the First Order. I don't think he creates the First Order. I think what he does leads to the First Order. Lightwood says, I don't do the watch parties. I prefer to keep my inappropriate thoughts private when I view my favorite show. Well, you don't have to put them in here. I'll be here for the after party, though. But I might be a little bit late. Don't worry about it, Lightwood. We will be waiting for you patiently. Cappy says Bib Fortuna is actually a Night Sister in disguise and is calling to Baylan. Oh my god, it's Bib Fortuna? Too bad we saw him die, Cappy. Nice try. Michael says, shout out to Star Wars Santa. He has a very interesting theory and takes. I have watched a few Star Wars Santa videos. I have not had the chance to ever talk to him or know who he is, but I've heard good things. I have heard good things. Yeah. Lobo Lopez says, when will Kathleen Kennedy be gone so I can come back to being a Star Wars fan again? Hopefully very, very soon. Hopefully very, very, very soon, Lobo. Hopefully. Oh, I hate it when it scrolls all the way to the end. Makes me go all the way back up. Oh, this is devastating. Oh, found it. Okay, good. Ideally, Thrawn won't die in this war versus the New Republic. He could return to the new galaxy and fight the greater threat. Maybe Ahsoka and Ezra and etc. will help him, and that's why they are not there during the sequel trilogy. It is possible that this new galaxy is the reasoning behind this whole Ahsoka and Ezra and all these other people not being in the sequel trilogy. Again, the sequel trilogy is a very confined 1.5-year story that's like very like its own thing. Sure, the First Order is a big threat. Sure, the Resistance is fighting against it. Sure, Palpatine coming back is a big thing, but it's not like it could possibly just not be the most important thing going on. Like, there could be a bigger threat. There could be a more important threat, and Ahsoka and Ezra and Sabine and all these other people could be fighting that threat either in this other galaxy or in the same galaxy in a different location. Michael says, Season 4 of Rebels Season 4 was 2 years before A New Hope. The original trilogy is 4 years. That makes 6. And The Mandalorian is 5 years after. 2 plus 4 plus 5 is 11 years. Quick maths. Great job, Michael. Great job. Finn says, congrats. The community is growing. No, that's congrats to you guys. You guys are the absolute best. Sticking around, watching me talk about Star Wars. It's literally mind-blowing to me. I don't understand how that number just keeps going up. I don't get it, but I love you guys so much, and thank you for being here. Jim says, Indiana Jones is cool, but Han is still a better character. I agree. Rose is back. What's up, Rose? Says, I am back. I like your channel better than Star Wars Theory too. Oh, thanks, guys. That means a lot. I don't have any hatred for Theory. I get what he does for the community, but yes, thank you very much. Finn says, the people who love Star Wars community is the greatest. That's very true. That's very true. And if you guys want to continue the conversation after the stream even ends, there is a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars. Go check that out. We got about 44-ish people in there talking Star Wars all the time. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Joe says, I heard a theory that Indiana Jones is Han's dream while he's in Carbonite, and it's not headcanon for me. Yeah, no, I've heard that theory too. It's just kind of a fun joke type thing. Cappy says she will join Apple and become an investor. Who will? Oh, KK? I don't know what you're referring to. Good, because I don't want Taika Waititi in Star Wars. Yeah, I didn't really want that either, so I'm kind of glad about that too. Revan says, what do you think are the chances that Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau become the head of Lucasfilm? I think they're very low. I do think they're very low. I think they're very low because I think there's other options, and I think John and Dave want to be in the production. They want to be directing, they want to be writing, they want to be on set all the time. They don't want to deal with the politics and the business side. They just want to create. And that's where we should want them, really. We want John and Dave creating Star Wars. We don't want them working on the business side. We don't want them working on the political side. We don't want any of that. We want John and Dave directing, writing, creating. That's what we want. So as much as I would love them to be in charge, because what they do for the brand is amazing, and maybe you could get some sort of like what they're doing at DC with James Gunn and Peter Safran. Is it Peter Safran? Or is that the other guy? Whatever the hell his name is. They got the business guy and then the creative, and they're both co-CEOs. Maybe they do something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Michael says, let's be honest. The Rey movie would make Disney lose a lot of money. I agree. And that's why I'm not that sad to see it go. The record is being smashed tonight. That's true. But is the like button being smashed tonight, guys? I mean, come on. Hit the like button. What are we waiting for? Cappy says, if she's gone, they should review each upcoming project and not just scrap everything. I agree. I think they should review each upcoming project, not scrap everything, because the Dave Filoni movie should keep happening. The Dawn of the Jedi movie should keep happening. But stuff like Taika's movie, no. Stuff like the Rey movie, no. But then you got to think about other projects too, like Andor Season 2. I mean, that stuff's already in production, so you can't really talk about that, I guess. But like a Book of Boba Fett Season 2, an Ahsoka Season 2, all that has to kind of go through a new person, you know? Everything can go except for Filoni's movie. I don't know about that. Filoni's movie has to happen. A trilogy would be outstanding. I don't care about the other movies except for Dawn of the Jedi. Post Rise of Skywalker should be Darth Krayt. I think post Rise of Skywalker should be a bigger and better threat. I think you can have a bigger and better threat than even Darth Krayt. Darth Krayt would be a good one for sure, but like the Grisk or the Vong or even Abeloth, honestly, it could be a bigger and better threat. Yeah, 100%. I want live action Eternal Empire and Darth Revan. I do think at some point, and hopefully with this new leadership, you can get that. You can get we'll go to the Old Republic and hang out there for a long, long time. The Old Republic has so many characters that are already, have years and years of Legends material behind them. It has so much content. You could have trilogy after trilogy after trilogy after trilogy of movies with sideshows and all of them. And you could really have it mapped out and planned out for a long, long time. And we could hang out in that Old Republic era and have a blast there with our favorite characters like Darth Revan. Or our favorite Sith Lords especially, like Darth Malgus and stuff. Yeah. I would love to see that too, Dominic, for sure. Taika's movie should be out, along with the other movies as well, especially Rey's, if they don't bring back Kylo and Finn. I think they should kind of morph the Rey movie into something else. Involve Ahsoka, involve Grogu, involve Ezra, and all these other cool characters, and then maybe you can add Rey and try to elevate the character of Rey without her being the poster board for the movie, you know? Revan says, personally, I don't want the 3 movies announced to be canceled as much as I dislike Rey's. We need to move forward in the timeline, and I'm hoping that they can redeem the sequel characters. I do think so too, but when you have the movie being called the Rey movie, a lot of Star Wars fans get turned off by that. So if Rey and the other characters like Finn and whoever are involved in the movie, but it's not being marketed as the Rey movie, then you're going to be in a lot better shape. Because a lot of people won't even go see that movie because it is the Rey movie. But if there's a bigger draw to the movie and then Rey's just involved, people won't. If it's good, it's good. If it's good, it's good, and people can't complain. Look at Ahsoka. People can't even complain about Ahsoka because there's nothing to complain about. Even with Kenobi, you're complaining about Leia and the chase scene. You're complaining about Reva's character. You're complaining about how the Grand Inquisitor looks. With Ahsoka, you don't have any of that. It's speculation instead of complaining. It's who's calling to Baylon. It's what's in the box, which we haven't even gotten to, guys, yet. We haven't even gotten to what's in the boxes. Let's get into that in a second here. What's in the boxes? But you have speculation over complaining, and that's enormous. That's enormous, and that's why Ahsoka's so damn good. Fearless says, please, I hope they don't cancel the Filoni movie and the Dawn of the Jedi movie. I want to see those. I don't think they will. But I'm just saying, if you get new leadership, those might be out the door as well. Wesley Alexander, what's up? Wesley says, is there a possibility they retcon episode 8 and 9? No, absolutely not. They made too much money. They're still making money off those movies, and they'll just keep going with those characters and try to fix them. I think they know that they made a mistake with the sequel trilogy, especially with The Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi. But I think they will finally get their head out of their asses and figure it out. Especially after Ahsoka. Ypal Joe says, how much longer does EA have the rights to Star Wars IP? They don't. It ended like a year and a half ago, I think. So yeah, that's why we're getting, that's why we got Jedi Survivor so quickly. That's why we are getting Star Wars Outlaws. And that's why we're getting Star Wars Eclipse. That's why we're probably going to get a KOTOR remake. EA doesn't own the rights anymore, so yeah. The first two Jedi games are great, and I love the story. Hopefully, they won't change it too much in the final installment. I think they'll even have a bigger upgrade. I mean, from Jedi Fallen Order to Jedi Survivor, not only the combat and the gameplay, but the story as well, I think is way better. I know a lot of people love the story from Fallen Order because, again, it's characters that you know and love. It's Vader, it's Inquisitors, it's the Empire. You still have the Empire and some Inquisitors in Survivor, but it's more about this New Republic stuff and all that other stuff. And people kind of, again, latch to the stuff that they know and love already instead of the new. And I get that. But Survivor, the story's better, the action's better, the sequencing, all the stuff because it's on a newer console and stuff. It's just better. It's just better. And I think they could make an even bigger step up for the third game as well. I think they could. Finn says, everyone be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Agreed, Finn. Agreed. And while you're at it, become a member. We got 7 members, and you get instant access to the awesome, cool giveaway next week. Lightwood says, people forget that even though KK has messed up many franchises, when she has not written and just produced movies. She is a very talented person. She's just a producer, not a writer and director. Very true. She's a producer. That's it. She never should have been named CEO of Lucasfilm. She's not good for the job, clearly. And she should have continued to just be an executive producer. Revan says, Han swears in Empire 2. True. Doesn't he just say hell, though? Is that considered a swear? Jim says, Rey movie would be fine if far better writer, and with Darth Krayt and Abeloth as the antagonist. I agree. I think you get rid of Charmine. Sorry, Charmine. But you get rid of Charmine, you get a fantastic writer, maybe even Dave Filoni himself, in there, and you might be looking at something good. Lightwood says, letting KK write and direct and make casting choices and character choices was a huge mistake. She should have stayed as a producer. She was good at that. Well, she wasn't a writer or a director. She was more of like a hands-on person who came in and changed stuff. So kind of a writer, but not, you know? She was like, if there was a step up from executive producer, that was her. She was a come in and ruin everything person, producer. Dominic says, and, just scroll down to the bottom. Fudge. Where did that go? Dominic says, and a Tar Vizsla limited series, and a Darth Bane trilogy. Too many stories with untapped potential. Oh yeah, the Old Republic would be incredible. Absolutely. Wesley says, will there be another Solo? No. I think maybe the Lando movie, which is now being turned into a movie, could be like the sequel to the Solo movie. But I don't know. I think they should go to a series. I think they should make a Solo 2 as a Disney Plus series. Why not? Really just dive into the Kiara and Maul stuff. That would be so cool. The whole Crimson Dawn arc is amazing. Right now it's in comics, but bring it into live action. Dave says it's kind of sad that they had the teaser where Patty Jenkins roller skates and talks about her father just for them to cancel Rogue Squadron. That's true. They do this all the time, though. With Kathleen Kennedy as the leader of Lucasfilm, they do this all the time. They announce these projects. They do all these cool videos. They do all these cool announcements. With even Patty Jenkins roller skating around talking about her dad and how this means so much to her. And then they cancel the project. Like, why announce this stuff if you're just going to cancel it? It's stupid. It's stupid and it's dumb. It's dumb and it's stupid and it's stupid and it's dumb. Guys, it's not rocket science. Put Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau or somebody else who has a competent mind in charge. There you go, Finn. That was for you. Michael says, sequel trilogy is 23 to 25 years after Ahsoka. It's very irrelevant to the story. I agree, but you have to plant the seeds to make the sequel trilogy make more sense, you know? You have to plant the seeds with a young Ben Solo, with Palpatine looming in the background, with the First Order, with the Project Necromancer stuff, like the little tiny seeds you have to plant everywhere. In my opinion, the Jedi are evil. There you go. The math is mathing. What's up, Darth Drew? How we doing? Mike, have you ever thought of doing a weekly podcast style of stream where you have guests on or something similar? I have thought about that. And maybe we'll do that after posts like Ahsoka time. Maybe we'll do that. That'll be fun. That'll be definitely a fun time. That'll be a fun time. For sure. Yeah, that'll be cool. Nice podcast type thing where it's not just me sitting here talking. That'd be cool. Darth Drew says, I am so ready. I'm on such a high, I just hope that the show doesn't hurt me. Disney Star Wars has given me PTSD, y'all. I know. Everybody's kind of like timid and ready to be disappointed, but so far with the Ahsoka show, there hasn't been a letdown. Like button is indeed not been smashed enough. Get it together, people. I agree. I 100% agree, Badger, and the button needs to be smashed by more of you. What the hell? We got 44 people in here. We only got 28 likes. What are you guys doing? Literally, just the thumbs up right there. Just smash it. Ow! My God, why did I do that so hard? Ow! Call an ambulance. Finn says, we got to smash the like button like it's Shin Hati. There you go, guys. Imagine it's Shin Hati. Darth Drew says, scrap it all and let Dave Filoni play in the sandbox. Could not agree with you more. Yes, let Dave Filoni play in the script. Hey, thanks for the likes. Thanks for the likes and thanks for the hearts, guys. It's an extra like. That hurt my hand so badly. I hit it like right in the palm. Ow. Ow. Look how gigantic my hand is. Oh my God. Sorry. Got distracted. Brandon says, for Tales of the Jedi Season 2, what other Jedi do you want to see aside from Ahsoka and Dooku? That's a great question, Brandon. Yoda. I'd love to see a younger Yoda and Luke. But Luke is Jedi Temple with training Ben and others. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Will says, yes. Star Wars The Old Republic has a ton of awesome content for the big screen. Oh, psha. Almost like an endless amount of content. All those Sith versus Jedi battles. Imagine all that. Imagine all that. Thanks for the subscribes, guys. All you guys hitting that subscribe button. You're the best. Your pal Joe says, we all have PTSD. It's true. We all do. We do. I would rather have no Star Wars than a Rey movie, to be honest. Stick to animation if you all are going to roll with Rey in live action. I don't know. We'll see. Gotta go. See you after the watch party. Praying it's a banger episode. All right. See you later. Or Rey movie advertises Finn as a Jedi, and then they actually Have him scream Rey the entire trilogy. There you go. There you go. That's an idea. That's an idea. I want to see Baylan Skoll and Kelleran Beck in Tales of the Jedi Season 2. Ooh, Baylan Skoll would be cool. Baylan Skoll would be damn cool. That would be amazing. That would be cool. Anthony, that's great choices. Finn says, I definitely am not excited about a Rey movie. However, I am willing to give it a chance if they have better writing and can fix the character. However, my hopes are extremely low. I agree with that. What's in the box? I know. All right, we got to talk about what's in the box before we get out of here. What's in the box? Now, do you guys know what I'm referring to? Thrawn, Night Sisters, boxes, Ahsoka. That's what I just Googled. Thrawn, Night Sister, box, Ahsoka is what I just Googled. And it didn't come up. Shocker. Let's see. What should I actually look up? Ahsoka show. What's in the box? Let's see what comes up there. Ahsoka show what's in the box. That didn't show it either. That's not surprising either. Okay. Thrawn's Night Sister boxes. I don't know what to look up here, guys. What's gonna bring this up? Actually, you know what will bring it up? I don't know what to Google here, guys. It's not popping up. Actually, I know I saved an image of it, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Let us see. Let us see. Been making too many videos lately. I'm losing all my pictures. By the way, guys, that that ancient ZEFFO video got 5,000 views. Huge shout out to all of you who went and watched that video. Incredible. 5,000 views is almost the most, like, we have one video that's at 6,000, but it's just over time. It just kept getting more and more and more views. That's the most amount of views that a video has gotten. And it's like not even close. Not even close. Found it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. What the frack? Found it, guys. All right, what's in the box? We did it. Okay, what's in the boxes? What's in the box? All right, we got these boxes here from Ahsoka. They're piling on hundreds of them, or at least tens of them, onto the Chimera, and they can't leave until they do. It was all in this kind of negotiation that Thrawn did with the Night Sisters. The Night Sisters would bring his army back to life and allow him to, or like they called out to Morgan Elsbeth to come back to save him. They helped him get back to his home and brought his army back to life. And in return, for the Night Sisters, he takes these boxes. But what's in the box? What do we think? What's in the box? They're very elegantly designed boxes. They're a little bit too short to be caskets, I think, in my personal opinion. I think they're just too short. But it's possible that there's a bunch of dead, maybe stormtroopers, maybe Night Sisters. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's in the box? What's in the box? I'm going to go down here and then we'll go scroll back up. The boxes are Lego sets. What's up, Miguel? That's a great, that's a great theory. Yeah, I think it's Dead Night Sisters. Okay, maybe it's the Chiss. I doubt it. Lobo Lopez says, we all know the Force is not just female. It belongs to all of us. Oh, God. There's comic book collections. Oh, there you go. It's Thrawn's comic book collection. I'm sticking with Dead Night Sisters. Okay. More witches in the box. Shin Hati will be so scared. The problem is if it's more Night Sisters, why wouldn't they just bring them back to life there? Why do they have to take them with them in boxes? You know? It could be Dark ZEFFO sages. Oh my God, they're all ZEFFO? I thought the ZEFFO were really, really tall, though. I feel like it couldn't be the ZEFFO. Nuclear weapons. It turns out they bring weapons from our galaxy. There you go, Cappy. That's a good one. The boxes are coffin-shaped, but too small for a normal-sized body. Grogu? Grogu dead bodies? A Bofa D's is in the box. Sure, Doom Guy. Sure. Will says, some weird magic element resource from Peridia. Ooh, that's a good take. Some magic source or something like that. We do see, actually, in Jedi Survivor, Marin transfers the ability to use Night Sister magic to Cal Kestis by handing him some sort of charm or whatever. Maybe that box is filled with that, and then all of Thrawn's army will be able to use magic. That is actually a great theory, Will. That's a good one. Jessica, what's up, Jessica? Says Pandora's box. Yeah, we'll see. Doom Guy says, D's nuts. He. Yes. Rose says dead Zabraks and Night Sisters. Interesting. Maybe Night Sisters aren't able to be brought back to life unless on Dathomir. And they have to be brought back dead if it's not people of their species. Interesting. So the Night Sisters can only be brought back to life on Dathomir? Thank you. Yeah, Will, that's a great theory. Actually, I'm digging that theory a lot. Special ammo in the box. That's possible too. Like some special ammo for their weapons or something. The boxes have some sort of tech or monitor suggesting that whatever is inside is living or temperature temperature sensitive and can't be exposed to the elements. That's true. It does have like that, where the hell did it go? Oh, did I close that? Oh, wait, no, it's right here. It's right here. Oh, wait, where'd it go? I closed it, I guess. Whatever. It does have that weird, like, technology on the side. Kind of like hot and carbonite. Yeah. You saw Amari, Jim. I like that theory, too. You saw Amari, yeah. Honey Badger says, Mike, get to the Fortnite news. Quick, do it. Oh, yeah. So the Fortnite, any of you guys play Fortnite? Fortnite, Ahsoka is at Fortnite now. They're back to lightsabers. It's another Star Wars type thing with Ahsoka, which is very cool. And in that, there's her staff. Now, what's interesting is the staff from Rebels, the finale, was not in the show, and it still hasn't been in the show. So it's in the Fortnite event, which is weird. So maybe we'll see Ahsoka get her iconic staff from Rebels season 4, which would be cool. And Morai was in the bundle too. So maybe we'll see Morai in the show as well. We'll see. Brandon says the box could have a cursed ancient Sith lightsaber. Yeah, but there's like 100 boxes. Like one from Lego Star Wars and The Terrifying Tales. It's true, but there's like 100 boxes. So would they all be ancient Sith artifacts? Lightwood says, oh yeah, could be some bones or remains or weapons or bioweapons. But it got to be something evil. Nobody puts these things in metal boxes with lights and buttons. It's true. It's definitely something evil. The boxes have some sort of life support. Yes, Miguel, I do agree. It's safe to say that there's nothing good in these boxes. I don't know. You never know. Could be flowers. Could be daisies. You don't know them. Crazy Ahsoka fans back. What's up? Says, I already unlocked Ahsoka in Fortnite the first minute the update came out. That's cool. That is cool. Lightwood says, bingo, Miguel. Exactly. The boxes have some type of climate control, maybe. There you go. Fearless says they're chocolate boxes. You never know what you're gonna get. They're boxes of chocolate. There you go. Finn says less than an hour now. Go, or less than an hour to go now. There you go. It's less than an hour already. Oh my god, we've been streaming for 2 hours. Okay, guys, we do have to get on out of here then, because we're going live again in 28 minutes, and I gotta do some stuff in between these live streams. We're going live at 8:30 for a live watch party. Holy crap, we didn't get to everything I wanted to, but we will in those 30 minutes before the show. All right, we have to get on out of here. I'm live again in 28 minutes at 8:30. That live stream is already up, so go get some hype in that chat over there. Before we get going live for the watch party. Come by the watch party, have some fun. If you can't make it for the watch party, come by after you watch the episode and hang out in the chat. We'll be talking all about it. Hopefully this episode is incredible. Hopefully we see C3PO, Leia, the Purgle die in the atmosphere by a cool space battle. Maybe Ahsoka crash lands on the planet. Maybe something else, Shin versus Sabine part 3, maybe Ezra using some cool force abilities, all these crazy cool awesome fun stuff, amazing cool awesome fun stuff, and I can't wait. And we'll get some hype going for 30 more minutes before the show airs at 8:30. So much love to all you guys. Broke some more records today. I think 54 was the peak. I'll have to take a second look at it. 54 is now the new record. You guys are all amazing. You guys are all fantastic. You guys are the greatest community that there ever has been. Thank you very much. Smash a like on this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. Think about becoming a member, because next week is when we're doing the giveaway of that awesome, cool Captain Rex Lego helmet. And did I end this poll? I did not. The poll ended with 62% of you guys are Team Deepfake. Wow, that's actually very interesting. We had 54 votes. That's crazy. All right. Wow, you guys are the best, absolute best. See you guys in about 25-ish minutes. And may the force be with you. Always, always, always. Are you fucking kidding me? Where is this stupid button? Guys, I found it. I found it. I found it. Oh, wait. Guys, sneak peek behind the curtain. Oh, shit. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. Could not ask for a better community. Hope you have a great rest of your 25 minutes. See you guys in 25 minutes. Have a great rest of your lives. And see you guys in 25 minutes.